cried real tears. Hey, Ashley. And I cried for not just myself, but like my children and the generations to come. I'm like, really? Are we that far behind that we're going to allow the median wealth of black families and Latino families to slip to zero? So I wanted to come on, and tomorrow, I'm going to continue to do what I do about it. Tomorrow I'm having a webinar. Hey, Fiat. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Trishana. Yeah, Danny, thank you for registering. I saw you registered. I'm having a webinar in the morning, bit.ly/code black BLAQ web. 10:30 tomorrow. Hey, Berlin. Hey, Friday Lachey. But the article literally said that in the next 36 years, by 2053, I know, Ellie, I remember I met you at Hispanicize. I know what you are. And I remember where I met you. Yes, ma'am. I remember everything and everybody. But literally by 2053, that's only 36 years from now. And if God be willing, we will still be here. And me neither, Ranzo. I said to myself, I'm going to do something about it. Hey, Keisha, I'm going to catch you tomorrow afternoon. Hey, Nia, Purpose-Driven Franklin. And I said to myself, I'm going to do something about it. So whoever wants, not only am I going to give you a free copy of my ebook called The Little Black Money Book, which talks to you about how to generate revenue and change your situation. But I'm having a webinar in the morning, which is really like a wake-up call. bit.ly/code black web. Code BLAQ web, WEB. Make sure you sign up. Hey, Gifted Girl, we're talking about the masses, though. They said, the millionaires are still going to be the millionaires. The billionaires are still going to be the billionaires. But we're talking about the masses. We're talking about the masses. And I've talked to you guys about this before, that automation is going to play a big piece in this. Because as automation continues to take over, a lot of the manual jobs are no longer going to exist. And if you haven't shared this video, if you do nothing else for mankind for the rest of your life, share this video, because it's being in the dark. It is being in the dark that keeps us where we are. And when you take away the labor jobs and give them the automation, if we've not prepared to be producers and not consumers, it is going to leave us in poverty. It's going to leave us in destitution. And so the article made me amazingly afraid. It made me amazingly sad. But I'm going to continue to do what I do. And then everybody is going to have to take personal responsibility for saving themselves and saving their families. And I know people don't like bad news. People will turn this broadcast off and be like, I don't want to hear that. That ain't right. Hey, Coach Tandy. But the truth of the matter is, if we don't not only share this information, thank you, Lux Girl, for the super heart, but if we don't do something about it and stop letting other people take our ideas, stop letting other people be the inventors of stuff we've already made up, stop letting other people take the stuff mainstream that we came up with 20 years ago, start supporting each other, start producing and not being consumers. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into, and regardless how we got here, because that's going to be the next conversation. Well, we got here because of this, and we got here because of that. We got here for this reason or that reason. Regardless as to how we got here, we've got to do something to change the trajectory of where we're going. And that is just the truth of the matter. So regardless as to how we got here, we here now. So what are you going to do about it? So I'm doing a webinar in the morning where we're going to have some real talk about the choices that we make that continue to put us on this journey towards 36 years from now, the median wealth for a Black or Latino family being zero. Yep. And you know what, Gifted Girl? Gifted Girl said, and we must take responsibility for us Stop being afraid. There's still too much pettiness among us. You've got to choose your circle. Hey, Marquita. Hey, Keyshawn. Hey, Natasha. Natasha Phoenix and Natasha Prosperity. Hey, Cheryl. How are you, love? We've got to take it. We've got to take responsibility for us. It takes two to be petty, right? So we know that pettiness exists. What do you do about it? Just because pettiness exists doesn't mean you have to address pettiness. I love the graphics that Shannon did for you, Cheryl. They're amazing. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Desiree. So just because pettiness exists doesn't mean we have to address pettiness. If you're so busy dominating, tell them, Falashade, we don't have time to look at people being petty. If you're busy running your business, you don't have time to even acknowledge. If you're busy building a legacy, you don't even have time to acknowledge the naysayers and the hater. Hey, Wilderness Warrior. So I want to do my part. I want to give away 1,000 copies of my ebook. And that's costing me like 20 grand because I can sell the book for $20. I want to give away 1,000 copies, if not more, of my ebook, The Little Black Book of Money. And all month long, I'm calling it a Code Black, hashtag Code BLAQ. Because until we start to build and launch our own businesses and quit spending money with everybody but ourselves, then the trajectory that they've set for us to be in poverty is going to continue. We've got to stop ignoring information. And if you haven't shared this video again, that's part of the next level, is showing up and sharing information. One of the reasons I read so much, I have 8 books that I have to read this weekend. Exactly, Sheila. Nope, it's a free ebook, Shalom. So you have to go to the link, bit.ly/codebblackweb. bit.ly/codebblackweb. BLAQWEB. And all this month I'm calling it a Code Black. Because until we start building and launching stuff that belongs to us, our ideas, our visions, our books, our inventions, our products, then we're going to keep being the world's biggest consumer. And being a consumer gets you nowhere but broke. So tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m., I'm doing a free webinar, as well as if you register, you'll get a copy of my ebook for free. And again, consider this my donation to the generations. And that is true. And, do yourself a favor. Invite 5 people. Text 5 people the link. And say, look, go get this ebook. And don't do it for me. Do it for their families. Do it for your sisters and your brothers and your cousins and your coworkers and your friends. Because until we get a new lease on who we are and whose we are, nothing is going to change. So the link is bit.ly/codebblackweb. CODEBLAQWEB. And that's another thing. And if you guys could put it up on Periscope and in Facebook for people that didn't catch it. And if you haven't shared the video, share the video. And that's another thing. We've got to stop blaming people for our current situation. Can you look at your neighbor and say amen? We have got to stop pointing the finger at other people for our fears, for our insecurities, for our inability to beat our own minds. Everybody is capable of generating revenue. And so when it's all said and done, it ain't nobody's fault but yours that your situation is what your situation is. So you can't say that because I was in slavery 300 years ago. I'm not saying that slavery wasn't crazy. I'll never say that. And I know that we still have a lot of the effects of slavery still ingrained in our culture. But at some point what we have to say is, I am going to do something different. Vincent, we don't promote our own products in this video. So one thing I suggest, since you did just publish a book, I suggest you go live and let people know you published the book. That's the correct protocol. See, that's what we do. We jump in each other's broadcasts and here, go read my book. That's not what you do. That's not collaboration. That's not partnership. It's not. So bit.ly/codeblack.web. And guys, I know I may step on some toes from time to time, but understand that I mean that in a way that says you've got to wake up and do something different about your situation. It is free to press. No, it works, Runzo. It works, Runzo, because people have signed up. bit.ly/code, CODE, black, BLAQ, web, WEB. There's a way to do things, Danny. It sure is. It's the right way and the wrong way. And when in doubt, ask. So if somebody can put the link up in Periscope, BLAQ, Runzo. Build, launch, and quit waiting on everybody else to save you. BLAQ. bit.ly/codeblack.web. Thank you, Desiree. BLAQ. Oh, Auto B says she only see 2 colors of hearts. I loved your story about driving to Indy the other day, Desiree. BLAQ. So what are you guys' thoughts about it? I'm just curious, like, hey, Corinthia, are you as panicked as I am? Are you looking at your life like, man, that's like, what are my kids going to do? What are my kids' kids going to do? The word says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So if they're telling us the black and the Latino median wealth, no, they didn't quantify, was it just the U.S.? They said black and Latino median wealth. I'm not sure if they're talking about just the U.S. But if it is, with the U.S. being one of the powerhouses in the world, that's amazingly scary. Yeah, Falashde, I cried real tears because there's not a day that goes by that I am not preaching literally to people about their greatness and about their ability to generate revenue and about money in general. And it came on the heels. Just yesterday, we made a decision to turn our membership group into a mostly retreat and travel group. And the reason we did it is because we were offering people an opportunity to learn about money investing, real estate investing, gold investing, saving your money. And nobody seemed interested. Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to have short-term rewards. Nobody wants to buckle down for 2 or 3, 4 or 5 years to have long-lasting reach. Everybody wants their business to be an overnight success. And if we don't stop that frame of thinking, it's going to hurt us in the long run. Yep. And so, I understand, everybody, BLAQ, bit.ly/codeblack, BLAQ web. We can say that God has us, and he does. But do we have ourselves? When God is giving you ideas and you won't launch them because you're scared of what people are going to say. When God has given you books to write and you won't write them because you're scared of what people are going to say. He said faith without works is dead. So we can believe we're going to be saved all day, but until we actually do some work, hit me up, Ronzo, until we actually do the work, we're going to continue to, and so we can say, the Lord going to save me. But if you go out and spend all your money on shoes and clothes instead of putting some in the bank and saving it, come on now. And let me tell you, the only thing stopping 90% of the people is fear. It's not that you're not brilliant, beautiful, intelligent, Uh, yeah, but there's always something, and yeah, it's not always easy, but it's better than being broke. And we have to start prioritizing. And again, if you haven't shared the video, share the video. We have to start prioritizing our fear. We have to start prioritizing our fear. What are you more afraid of? Are you more afraid of what people are going to say? Or are you more afraid of being homeless? Are you more afraid of people laughing at you? Are you more afraid of failure? Or are you more afraid of being broke? And when you start really prioritizing your fear, baby, being broke and not having anywhere to live and getting your car repoed, all of that is easy compared to fear. So we just got to start putting our fear in the right place. But the webinar is going to be at 10:30 in the morning, and we're going to actually talk through what you're giving up when you don't move forward with your ideas and your gifts and your talents. Fran said, I was just talking to a good friend about my fears, relocated to Houston from St. Louis, and told her I wanted to move back or was thinking about it. And she was like, friend, you need to remember what you came out here to do and stop being scared. And I was like, you sure right. That's right. Thank you, Tanya, for registering. That's right. You have to remember what's on the line when you don't launch. You have to remember what's on the line when you don't build your business. You have to remember what's on the line when you don't have money in the bank. You have to remember that there's always a way. We're the first to say, oh, I can't invest in building a business. But what are you willing to sacrifice now so you ain't got to be a greeter at Walmart later? And you're right, Lux Girl. She said, denying your gifts is a very slow, painful personal death. And there's always a way to generate revenue to build a business. But we'll let people come here from overseas with nothing. We will let people come here from overseas with the clothes on their back. And I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. I'm not jealous. As a matter of fact, I applaud them. Because what they do is they take advantage of a free society democracy. This is a free commerce democracy. That means if you wake up in the morning and you have the courage to go figure out how to make $1 million, you can make $1 million and no one's going to stop you. This is a free commerce society. Hey, TJ. And that means that if you can get with 5 people and y'all figure out how to buy a house in a year, and then you get with the same 5 people, y'all buy another house in a year, and another house, and another house, and another house. And at the end of 5 years, everybody has a house. That's what I'm saying. Baby, Tanya, just to go to Google, baby, but 10:30 Central Standard Time is 11:30 Eastern Time. See, even little stuff like that, I get on you guys, because I'm like, you don't have to try to figure it out. Uncle Google is your friend. Uncle Google is your friend. And I remember growing up how my mom would, and you can join us at 10:30 in the morning, Chanel, and you can figure out how. I remember my grandma used to wash clothes, iron clothes, keep kids, clean house, all to make sure we had what we need. We don't have to do half of that. We don't have to do 2/10 of that. And we still run around broke talking about woe is me. I don't get it. I don't get it. I spent the better part of my life catering, cooking, making gift baskets. You name it. I did it all to send my kids to private school. I did it all. And so when people come and tell me I don't have this and I don't have that, my sympathy level is so low. My sympathy level is so low. I don't have a college degree. I don't either. But I still made it to be a vice president at the biggest bank in the world. I'm a single parent. Oh, okay, me too. I went through a divorce. Oh, okay, me too. My man don't pay child support. Oh, okay, mine neither. They say necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention. When you want it bad enough, you will figure it out. And then nowadays, you got people like me who will come on here and borderline tell you what to do, and you still won't do it. I mean, it's just amazing. But tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m., bit.ly/code black BLAQ web. bit.ly/code black web. You know what, Ronzo? Here's the thing. I think that there's going to be a time when other people have to rise up. And the unfortunate part, it's code black web. The unfortunate part, I built my whole business, friend. I built my whole business while working a full-time job, being a single mom of 3 kids. I built this entire business working a full-time job, being a single mom of 3 kids. This entire business. So I had to do stuff like stop watching TV. And here's the thing, because I've done it, I can show you how to do it. So sometimes you have to invest to get the knowledge that you don't have. And that's what people won't do. You know, that means that if I had to cook and clean in order to attend a conference, I did that. If I had to run errands in order to invest in a workshop, I did that. I spent the better part of $100,000 over 3 years to build my business. And I didn't have extra. I went and made extra. So again, my sympathy level, it be real low. It be real low. Because I've done it all. So I'll be like, oh, okay, you having a hard time. Oh, okay. Hard times exist. This is life. But again, the workshop tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. And I keep repeating it for people that are coming and going. bit.ly, thank you, Desiree, code black web. I don't think it's lazy turn your phone. I think it's sleep. I think we're very comfortable. I think we think our jobs are going to last forever. Now I'm talking in general, friend. I don't think it's in my bio because this is a workshop. I think we think our jobs are going to last forever. And here's the thing, friend. Let me ask you a hard question. And this is what I've learned in business. If I haven't figured it out in a day or two, the chances are that I won't. So instead of me beating my head against the wall to try to figure it out, I go look for an expert. And I don't have a problem paying an expert to help me solve a problem in 24 hours that it may take me a year to solve. I don't have the time, and I'm wasting money every minute that I can't solve that problem. And so that's how I solve my problems. If I struggle with something for a day or two, I go find me an expert. Matter of fact, I got a clarity call next week with a viral video expert. How do I make my videos go viral? I've tried myself, doesn't work. Let me hire an expert. It's not being, I don't think it's being lazy. And the reason I say it's not lazy, hey, SP man, the reason I say it's not lazy, because the same people will go 20 and 30 years at a job and not miss a day. Lazy people can't keep a job. So I don't think anybody is lazy. I think it is the mindset. I think it's the mindset. If you would work a tenth as hard and consistency, with the same consistency on your business, oh my goodness, you'd be there. Just think, most of you guys have been in the workforce. How long? Put a number in. How long have you been in the workforce? A lot. I left Chase a day before my 16th year anniversary. Fear is absolute all of it. Fear wrapped in procrastination, masked as perfection, camouflaged as worried about what other people say. 35 years, 7 years, 20 years, 20 years, 20 years, 30 years. Okay. I've been doing this consistently for 6 years. And this last year, I made 6 times what I was making in corporate America. 6 years. 6 years. It took me 16 years to make over six figures. Look, 30 years, 25 years, 25 years, 35 years. Hey, Dewana. Hey, baby girl. It took me 16 years to make over 6 figures in corporate America. And last year, I made 6 times that. But it took me 6 years to get here. So it's not even necessarily an overcoming of fear. I'm still scared. There's days that I'm still scared. There's days that I am terrified. But I don't have a choice. And I don't see how you do. You don't work past it. You carry it with you. There's no such thing as working past fear. You know what you do? You pack that fear up and you make it as cute as you can. You put a little lipstick on that fear, baby. You make sure that fear head is shaved. You put a bad outfit on that fear. And you carry that fear right with you where you going. If you go on Reboot, you're going to look presentable. So there is no moving past fear. No, no, no. You will pack that fear up and you take it with you. And it's again, it goes back to, I'm going to prioritize my fears. I'm going to prioritize my fears. Am I more afraid of not fulfilling my destiny? Am I more afraid of not bringing to my family the abundance that is due us? Am I more afraid of coming up short? Am I more afraid of? And more often, I'm going to say, I got to go. I got to go. I've come too far. I've come too far to be afraid, I've come too far to allow fear to stop me. Can I tell you guys a quick story, a very good story? Yep, you make that fear look pretty and you drag it with you. And that's another thing, Tanya. You have to sometimes choose between your fear and your faith. I know the things that God has brought me through. And I really feel like when it's all said and done, if he didn't leave me then, he's not going to leave me now. Yep, you'll have access to the replay. I know the things he's brought me through. So I know that when I was running and gunning and hanging out at happy hour and ripping and running the streets, if he kept me then, I know he's going to keep me while I do his will, because I really feel that teaching people abundance is his will. I really feel teaching people to use their purpose to sustain themselves and help the world be a better place. I think that's my purpose. That's what he made me for. So when it's all said and done, if he kept me through the rest, he'll definitely keep me through the best. But I want to tell you guys a story I read one time about fear. And I think it was in, what was the name of Pam Grout's book? It's called Living Big. I think her name is Pam Grout. Thank you, Ronzo. And the name of the book is called Living Big. And there was a man who lived on a farm. And the farm was right next to a forest. And there was a monster in the forest. And the man was afraid of the monster. And every day he grew more and more afraid of the monster. So much so that he stopped leaving his house. That's how afraid he was of the monster. And so much so that eventually his family left him because he wouldn't go outside. Eventually his crops died. His animals got off the chain and ran away. All because he was afraid of the monster. So one day he got a visit from the fairy godmother. And the fairy godmother said, "What can I do to help you?" He said, "Make me not afraid." She said, "I can't do that. I can't make you not afraid. Remember, God gives us, he doesn't give us the spirit of fear. He gives us the power and a sound mind, right? So he said, I can't make you not afraid, but I can tell you that if you go and face the giant, you're going to win. You're going to win. But you got to do it now. So the next day he leaves his house in search of the giant. He goes into the forest. He said, I'm going to meet this giant toe to toe. And he sees the giant in the distance, and the giant is as big as any skyscraper, right? But he keeps walking towards him. And the closer he gets to the giant, the shorter the giant appears. So he gets a little closer, and now he's only as tall as a tree. And he gets a little closer, and goodness, it seems like the giant is the same height as him. And he gets a little closer, and it seems like the giant is shorter than him. By the time he met that giant toe to toe, that giant was only that tall. And he picked that giant up and put him in his pocket. Some of us have allowed our fears to grow to monumentous heights. And to the point that if we ever was to really face them, toe to toe, my fear was quitting my job. And when I just started to go towards that goal that seemed as high as the Empire State Building, the closer and closer I got, the smaller and smaller that giant was. And by the time it was time for me to walk out of that job, I picked that job up and I put that job in my pocket. I had absolutely positively nothing to be afraid of. And you don't either. But if you never face your fear, the world's filters will make your fear look even worse than what it really is. And I'm sure you can think of a time where you were scared of something, just really, really scared. And when you got to it, you was like, shoot, that wasn't that bad at all. But in your mind, you had built it up to be bigger than what it really was. So we cannot continue to... Exactly, Desiree. And gracious T, I was already generating 6 figures before I left my job. I didn't just jump. I don't believe in the experts that say, oh, just jump and leave your job. I don't believe in that. That's some tomfoolery. If you're going to tell me just to jump and leave my job, I need you to jump over here and pay these bills. Hello? If you're not going to jump over here and pay these bills, don't be telling me just to jump and leave my job. That's the truth. So tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m., bit.ly/code black, BLAQ web. Code black web. And invite a friend, invite a girlfriend, text someone in the morning and say, hey, lady, go to bit.ly/code black web. I think you need to hear this. Oh, yeah, that's some tomfoolery. We're not going to do that. Got to have a plan. Jackson said we need an offering plate. No. I'm a business coach, Collins Pridgeon. I help people build their hopes and their dreams and make money doing it. But I've been a coach for years. I was an executive coach at Chase. I was a sales coach at Chase. I was a performance coach at Chase. Oh, my goodness. I was a vice president at Chase when I left. I've coached a lot of people over the years to increase their performance. All right, Gossip Girl. Ooh. It depends on what it is. I mean, I'm sure I can. All right, guys. So how many of you guys will commit to text at least 2 friends and ask them to join in the morning? Say me. Because we got to spread the word. When I saw that article in Forbes, because somebody told me when I was live, I want to remember who told me. Who was it that told me about that Forbes article when we were live earlier? Because I want to give them credit. And when they told me, that was you? That was you? Oh, no. Y'all just saying me. You invited for tonight. Thank you, Tanya. CEO Sharon, you told me about the article. Whoever told me about the article, say I told you. Yep. So whoever it was, tell me I told you. But whoever told me, I was like, oh no, couldn't be. I read that article and like literally my heart stopped. Thank you, Prophetess Regina. It was Darlene that told me. Thank you, Verlin. When I read that, like my heart was like, really? And when I went and looked and it was true, I said, that's crazy. How can you count out entire two populations of people? You gonna count out blacks and Latinos? That was just amazing to me. That was amazing to me. I won't be counted out. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, not me. I won't be counted out. I won't, Yvonne, there was an article, and it's actually in the title of my scope, in Forbes, that says, and it was actually an economic study. Forbes just republished the article. There was an article in Forbes, hey, Tamla, that said the median wealth of black and Latino families by 2053 will be zero. All you got to do is take the title of this broadcast and Google it. There's an article. It was actually an economic study. Forbes published it and several people published it that said by 2053, the median wealth of black families and Latino families will be zero. And so when I read that article, I said, this is a code black. And we're going to do code black all month. But I refuse to be counted out. And I hope you guys, hey Darius, I hope you're enjoying New York. I refuse to be counted out. And I hope you guys refuse to be counted out too. I don't know how you do an economic study that just say, you know, maybe Vaughn and maybe not. See, I look at it like this. I look at, even in the Bible, it says, hey, Avery, it says there's warning before destruction. Thank you, Avery, for inviting followers. So I don't look at it as fake news. I'm not going to discount it, but I am going to combat it. And there's a difference. I'm not going to discount it because maybe if we keep spending money the way we're spending money now, that may be a fact. Maybe if we continue being consumers and not, there go the article right there. If we keep being consumers and not producers, you know, that may be true. If we keep buying hair and clothes and jewelry and supporting everybody but ourselves, that may be the case. If we don't learn how to invest, you know, we did a master class. We did a 7-day master class for free about investing, real estate investing, stock market investing, gold investing, about saving money, about credit. And at the end, we said, hey, who would like to continue to get information like this for $28 a month? Only 20 people said yes. We had over 15,000 views of that master class. We had over 15,000 views of that master class. And when we ask who wants to continue to receive information on how to protect your money, how much insurance you need for your family, how much stock market to invest, how to save money, how to invest money, only 20 people were willing to invest $28 a month to continue. You know what I told my team? Not worth my time and energy. Not worth my time. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can lead a people to knowledge, but you cannot make them think. And so I told my people, not worth my time and my energy. Let's get people what they want. So we're getting ready to start doing girls trips. That's what people want. Hey, let's go to Jamaica, turn up. Let's go to New Orleans, turn up. That's what people want. That's what we about to start doing. Can't blame me. I'm a business person. Like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. So I'm going to give people what they want. You want to go party? Let's go. You don't want to learn how to index on the stock market. You don't want to learn how to do real estate investing. You don't want to learn how much insurance you need so your family is not only distraught when you're gone, but they're scrambling to put you in the ground. You're not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I'll keep reading my little investment books, keep doing my own little real estate studying, my own little stock market index, and I'm going to keep going. You can only but do so much. People got to be willing to save themselves sometimes. And that's the truth of the matter. And what I do, my specialty is helping you earn more money. So the other arm was to help you invest the money once you've earned it, because that's another thing we've got to stop doing. We earn money and don't know what to do with it. Thank you for the super heart, Avery. We earn money and we don't know what to do with it. We earn money and we don't know what to do with it. We turn it over to Fidelity. We turn it over to Oppenheimer. We turn it over to all of these people. And they run through our money. They don't advise us right. You know what the joke is on the stock market when it comes to financial advisors? The joke when it comes to financial advisors is that the advisor makes money and the company makes money. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Thank you, TJ. I appreciate that. And so what they're basically saying is the customer doesn't make money. The customer does not make money. That's their running joke. The company made money. The advisor made money. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Anthony Robbins' book, I don't know if you guys read it. It's called 7. What's Anthony Robbins' book came out a couple years ago. But he advised strongly against using financial advisors. It was a financial book. It's right there on the shelf. Seven Steps to Financial Freedom. 7 Steps to Financial Freedom. I think that was it. Yeah. No. It was Money, Master the Game, and 7 Steps. That was the name of it. Money, Master the Game. If you read that book, he did an interview with like 5 billionaires, I think. And they talked about how they even trade ahead of you on the stock market. So just say you have an account with TD Ameritrade. And you go buy 10 units of Amazon at $100 a unit. Well, before they even go to the stock market, in the milliseconds that you put that stuff in your shopping cart, they know to go buy 10 shares for $95 and resell it to you at $105. So you're not even buying straight from the market. You're buying at a higher price than what they paid for it. I'm telling you, if you go read the book, you know what made me start reading so much? And I got 8 books I got to read this weekend as soon as that webinar is over. What made me start reading so much was they said, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. I heard that one day and my feelings got hurt. And they didn't say somebody. They said somebody of a particular color. They said if you want to hide something from them, put it in a book. I said, you'll never hide anything else from me. I'm going to read everything from cover to cover. And so that's what I started. If y'all see my bookshelf is crazy lit. And you know the somebodies they was talking about. They said, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. I said, you know what? Not only will you never hide it from me again, I'm going to tell everybody I know. I said, not only will you not hide it from me, but you won't hide it from anybody that'll give me an ear. So I not only read, I don't wear wigs, white Barbie. I not only read, but I read and I come and tell it. I read and be like, girl, look what I read. I read and I be like, look, y'all, look what I read. Yes. Yes. They said, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. I said, you know what? I heard that about 8 years ago. And since then, I've read on average 75 to 125 books a year, every year. I read it all. I read it all. Put a book out. I'm going to read it. You got to know. You got to know. If you don't read, your legacy and what you really pass down to your children is your knowledge. It's not the money. Money comes and goes. Do you have the knowledge to make more money if your money leaves tomorrow? That's the hard question. Do you have the knowledge to make more money? If you wake up in the morning and all your money is gone, what would be the first thing you did? Would you panic? Or would you go make more money? My people perish for lack of knowledge. It's biblical. It's biblical. So I read the article in Forbes, and the article in Forbes says that by 2053, 36 years from now, God willing, within my lifetime, the average median of the Black and Latino family will be 0. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to call a code black for the entire month of October. And for the entire month of October, all we're going to talk about is generating revenue, as if I talk about anything else. But this has a special meaning. You will not say I did not tell you so. You did not. So it starts in the morning. I'm giving away, I am gifting you and your families a copy of my new ebook called The Little Black Book of Money. And I am gifting you a webinar, a save yourself type of donation for free. bit.ly/code black, BLAQ web. And it's going to force you to make some hard decisions. It's going to force you to make some hard realizations about the excuses you're making about your money. Are you comfortable right now? Are you comfortable right now with your money? Until that job pulls the rug out from under you, or until an emergency comes with your family. We got to stop living dime for dime. So 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, bit.ly/code black. Sharon, you messy. Yeah, we must be the example. I'm actually physically in Houston. I'm doing a conference in Atlanta. It's a business building intensive, December 1st through the 3rd. I will be in Atlanta for a retreat in January. I'm typically in Vegas in August. I get around. I'm doing a 12-city tour in April. We're doing a girls' trip to New Orleans in April. So, yeah, it ain't where I'm for. How long is the webinar? Girl, it depends on y'all. If you can't, and Darlene, thank you. I think you were the one that told me earlier about the Forbes article, so I wanted to thank you for waking me up. Friend, I don't have a time. That's like saying, how long is the revolution? Because y'all know the revolution will not be televised, right? Catch that. So I typically don't know how long it's going to last. I go till I can't go no more. But my challenge to you guys is to invite your best friend, your girlfriend, your co-workers, that person you cut for. If you have a family, you think black men act like black lives act like... That ain't what we talking about. We're not even talking about Black Lives Matter. We talking about Black Money Matters. Yeah, I asked earlier, Darlene, who told me that. See, that's another thing that the news does, y'all. The news will trip you up with everything other than your money. The news ain't telling you the current state of your revenue. The news is going to tell you about this, and the news is going to tell you about that, and have you chasing everything but your money. But I can tell you something. You want to make a change? You want to make a change? Start by making some change. Money changes things. Sure does. Yeah, it's a distraction. Yeah, it's a distraction. It's low-key a distraction. That's why I don't even watch the news. If it didn't happen in my neighborhood, I ain't tripping. I'll be like, what the zip code was? Oh, no, that ain't close to here. I'm Gucci. They want to make them 2 or 3 shootings that happen overnight. like that's how the world is. That's not how the world is. That's not how the world is. While you sitting there eating popcorn and watching the news, girl, you letting money slip through your fingers. It's something you could be doing. But I refuse. And I hope you guys refuse too. I'm Gucci. Yvonne, that's biblical. And then they got us running around thinking that we're wrong if we put a price on our services. You're wrong if you put a price on your talents. You're wrong if you put a price on your gifts. You're wrong if you charge people for running errands. You're wrong about this. You're wrong about that. You're wrong if you don't go get your money. If you're not in a place where every single day you're in exchange of your gifts and talents for money outside a job, they absolutely do it, Latricia. And it'll do it to you in a minute. And I mean outside a job. I don't mean just at a job. Because that is a structured exchange. They only going to pay you but so much. They're only going to pay you a tenth of what you're worth. I'm talking about somebody that's going to really pay you what you're worth. Well, we let them have it. It's time to shift the focus, fam. So the address to the webinar is bit.ly/code black, BLAQ web. bit.ly/code, somebody put it on the screen for me, black, BLAQ web. So this is me drawing a line in the sand. I've already been on like this pursuit to just wake people up about their money making potential. If you will listen to me, if you're on here and I've ever helped you make more money, just say me real quick. If you're watching right now and I've ever in a class, a workshop, a webinar, a live speech, if I've ever helped you make more money in your life, your business, whatever it is you're doing, your hobby, just say me real quick. I am on a relentless pursuit to help people making more money. But people have got to want. They've got to want to make more money. And they've got to want to make the money more than they're afraid of what people are going to say. Baby, high school is over with. I ain't got to go to class with you every day. And so I really don't care what you say about me. I'm just saying. High school is over with, fam. And success leaves clues. I'm just saying. You gotta want it for yourself. You gotta want it for yourself. I teach hundreds. Exactly, Cynthia. Cynthia said I charge for shopping now. Cynthia used to be out there running around, creating wreaths and trees and all that. Oh, she did a bad Christmas tree for me. I can't wait to get my tree this year. But you got to make some choices in your life. There's not a person on here that doesn't have the gifts and talents to generate $1 million. So why wouldn't you? Yes, success absolutely leaves clues. Any room I walk into, I can say, have I helped anybody in this room make money? And somebody's going to say me. Have I helped you shift your mind about money? Me. Have I helped you realize your potential about money? Me. Yeah. I'm on a relentless pursuit. An internationally relentless pursuit. You have to do what you got to do, Latricia. And I'm a firm believer that the sacrifices we make today, they pay off tomorrow. There's not a dollar that I invested in my business that I have not gotten back 100-fold. There is not a dollar. You reap what you sow. It is so biblical. I mean, he told us. He said, you reap what you sow. So what you put in is what you get out. So if you say I'm going to try to build a business and I'm not going to put no money into it, that's why your business don't last. Duh. It's a trip, man. But they said, thank you, Terry. They done created, they done ruled out a whole subpopulation of people. How do you say that by 2053, the entire black population median for wealth and the entire Latino population median for wealth is going to be zero? Somebody done told them wrong. How do you do that? How do you just discount an entire race of people? But you know, we got to be honest too and say, how much of it have we done to ourselves? How much have we done to ourselves? We the biggest consumer. Why we not the biggest producer? It's a hard reality. It's a very hard reality. You know, no one, you know, this is, and I'm going to talk about this in the morning. And if you're not registered for tomorrow's webinar, don't miss it. And I'm gifting out a copy of my new free ebook, The Little Black Book of Money. But the truth of the matter is you can only be discounted if you allow yourself to be discounted. Maya Angelou says you teach people how to treat you. I say you teach people how to pay you. Your actions, when we don't value ourselves, how can anybody value us? If you don't value your own gifts and skills and ideas, how can anybody value you? You put the price tag. Louis Vuitton, perfect example. Perfect example. It goes both ways, Katina. But see, what I can control my value of me. I can't control you discounting me. See, that's the serenity prayer. The serenity prayer is, you know, God help me understand the things I can't control. I can't control that. But give me the courage to work on the things I can control. I can control me. So I can't control how they discount me, but I can control how I show up in the world. And so that's what this is about. This is about controlling how we show up in the world. As earners, as wealth builders, as investors, and let's be honest, we've left ourselves out of the investing equation. We've left ourselves out of the real estate market equation. We have left ourselves out of the gold buying equation. Why? For lack of knowledge. For lack of knowledge. We've left ourselves out of good credit. We've left ourselves out of money saved. We counted ourselves out. And I'm not mad at anybody. I did it myself for a long time until one day I woke up. And I said, man, these folks getting rich off me. These folks getting rich off my payday loans. These people are getting rich off my interest rates. These people are getting rich off my car loans. These people are getting rich off my car notes and my mortgage. They're inflating. It's December 1st to the 3rd. December 1st to the 3rd. They're inflating my bills. I had to wake up. And then I had to say to myself, this job getting rich off me. You got to get mad. I call it mad, M-A-D, make a decision. You got to get mad before anything can happen. Until you get mad, until you get angry at your current state of affairs, whether it's you get mad at the job you at, or whether you get mad because of the car you driving. I say these people getting rich off me. I could see the numbers. And the straw that broke the camel's back. I used to think I got good bonuses, right? I used to think $20,000 was a big bonus. And it is. It's relative. I saw somebody's bonus and they bonused what I made in an entire year. Their bonus was $120,000. And I said to myself, self, what could this person be doing that I'm not doing that's making them a $120,000 bonus? When I know the level of money I bring into this job, I know the number of people I support, I know how many hours I put in. I said, they ain't gonna never pay me that type of money. I said, Harpo, who these people making all this money, Harpo? And so it said to myself, girl, the only way you gonna make that kind of money is out on your own. And if they'll pay you this amount, if they'll pay you 120, you can go make 1.2. And I'm on pace to do that. Girl, I'm just saying, it's a cold black, y'all. Wake your families up. Wake your sisters up. I really felt like Paul Revere tonight. I started to stick a feather in my hat and say that the British are coming. But when I read that Forbes report, that they had discounted us to a median wealth of 0 in the next 36 years, I wanted to call all of y'all personally and say that not only the British is coming, baby. I'm just saying, I wanted to call everybody. So my girl, look what they said. Darlene, I couldn't have worked there. She said the bonuses of her executive team where she worked was between $300,000 and $500,000 with $100,000 sign-on bonuses. Because you know the people at the bottom do all the work, right? Ooh, I couldn't have worked there. I couldn't have worked there. I've been out there flattening them people's tires. I would have been out there flattening them people's tires, you hear me? I would have been so angry that they were so grossly paid more than me that I wouldn't have even known what to do with that. I wouldn't have even been able to process that. You know what I'm saying? But the people at the bottom is the people that do the work. Seriously. So tomorrow morning, bit.ly/Cold Black BLAQ Web. Invite 2 or 3 people that you care about. We're going to talk about it all month long. All month long. And my challenge to each and every one of you who have heard my voice tonight is do something. You remember, I'm going to tell y'all this and I'm going to let y'all go. So I got to get ready to get out of here. Do y'all remember that movie with Denzel called John Q? Do y'all remember that movie? Yep, 10:30 in the morning. Thank you, Desiree. Yeah, I'm live right now, Howard Rose. Do y'all remember that movie, John Q with Denzel? Hey, Pastor C. When they found out that their son needed a transplant and they couldn't come up with enough money. And she called him on the phone and she said 2 words. Do y'all remember what those 2 words were? I mean, this is the movie trivia. You remember what those 2 words were? What were they? She said 2 words. What were they? She said, do something. There you go, Danny. She said, do something. So I'm telling you guys that the economic forecast for your children is bleak. She said, do something. I'm telling you, and the word says that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. I'm telling you that right now, we're not in agreement with what the word says. And I'm challenging each and every one of you. 2 things. Do something. Don't talk about it. Don't write it out. This is going to be an action-taking type of month. This is not about being comfortable. It's not about being afraid. This is about the spirit of taking action. The word says faith without works is a dead thing. We about to wake some stuff up because we're going to be on the move. So that's my challenge to you, your families. Have a conversation with your families. I was telling my son yesterday, he was switching the thermostat upstairs. I said, boy, if you don't take your hands off my thermostat, he said, Mama, you tripping about the light bill? I said, I'm tripping about every bill. I'm tripping about every bill. I refuse to let go of $1 that I earned unnecessarily, wastefully, just because I have it. I refuse. Have a conversation with your families. If your job is not treating you right, stop giving them 150%. Give them 75%. It's going to take them forever to notice it. But the bottom line, they have discounted the next generation. They have said that in the next 36 years, the median wealth of Black and Latino families will be 0. What will you do about it? And my challenge to you is to do something. The something starts tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, bit.ly/code black, BLAQ, bit.ly/code black web. This is the code black. This is the time you save yourself. Don't say no one told you. Don't wait until we're around the corner and say, oh, I see, I said. Now I see it. Now I understand. Sometimes you got to move when it's time to move. You ever been somewhere and you start running because you saw somebody else running? You know that's what we do, right? Have you ever been somewhere like in public and a lot of people start running past you? What do? You start running too, right? I'm running. Samira, are you running? Katina, are you running? Pastor C, I'm running. And now that you see us running, you may want to run too. I'm running. If you're running, type in running. I'm running. Because you're not going to have to tell me twice. You're not going to have to tell me to say me twice. You're not going to have to tell me to say my kids twice. You're not going to have to tell me to say my mom twice. I'm on the run. I'm running. I am running. And I challenge you to stay in the race. Yep. You see a group looking up, everybody else look up too. I'm running and looking. I am running. And I will see you guys. The gun goes off. We leaving the finish line tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Love you, fam. See you in the a.m.